What's good, y'all? So, before I begin this video, I want to go ahead and say that I mean no disrespect with my opinions. These are just my opinions, these are just my thoughts. I fully accept the fact that I just might be the young, naive person. I might be the person that thinks I'm so far on my spiritual journey and I haven't even started. So I just want to go ahead with that preface. But I just wanted to give my thoughts, even though I might be naive, even though I might not have all the information. You know, I can't ignore what I've learned, and I can't help myself but contribute my thoughts to the conversation. So I was watching a video by Remedy H where he was pretty much going off on the idea of money and how worthless it is, how stupid of an idea it is. And I 100% agree. Money is fake. I had this thought in high school where I was like, well, couldn't someone with enough power with just, a backspace button literally just delete your account at any point? Like, we're at the point now we don't even have that physical thing that made it quote quote real. We have a bunch of digits on a screen that we don't even control. So at any moment it could just be backspace. We have laws and rules in place that make sure. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you're in that world, they could just delete your account. It's just game over. So literally, these numbers and digits that we are fighting for are, for the most part, worthless. And some people attain a bunch of these monies and digits, and they get consumed by that power. So I understand 100% what he's talking about, and I agree. But I also agree with another point where this comes from my life experience with money, and some of the comments I saw in the video actually kind of fueled my conversation and some of my points as well, where it said like some of these woke people still want to be rich. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, and I see where you're coming from. You're so spiritually aware. You know everything is just energy. You know this world has been taken over by a hostile entity. You know that you can attract whatever you want in this world. You can create whatever it is that you want based off of your own power. But some of the things that us super high vibrating people, and I know the people I'm talking to are way higher than me and further along than me, but it's like one thing that we have to remember is some people simply aren't there. And that's what I think a part of my job is: get some of those people that simply aren't there for you and start to break it down to them in a way where when they then begin to hear this higher level knowledge, they'd be like, yeah, I get that at a fundamental level. I get that. So what is it that you're saying? Where originally they would have just straight up ignored you. It's like sometimes the building blocks need to be made before we can hit the grand heights that some of y'all are existing at. You know, Money is indeed a virus, as Remedy H has described it. It's that thing that stresses you out. It's that thing that makes you feel like you're not good enough. It's that thing that makes you feel like you don't have enough to support this and that, or to buy this, or you always see something more that costs more and you just can't afford it, and it just keeps putting you down, putting you down, putting you down. That's a virus program. It makes you feel bad most of the time until you get a bunch of it. But then when you get a bunch of it, you're like, what now? That just shows how worthless it is in the first place. You understand? But with money, you can do these fun things. You can do these fun things without money via manifestation. But in this world, in my current state, the current step of my journey, the current leg, I'm really big into this mental magic. I'm really big into this mental alchemy, turning all these negative things into something positive. And sometimes when I think our elders, whether it be spiritual or here on earth, our elders forget that the new generation has not went through all the same things that you have went through. So therefore we don't have the same lessons. Therefore we took different things from life experiences, and we're going to act differently. See, the way I see things going is the youth is going to turn this money assuming we still have a money system after this whole collapse and whatever. We would turn the money system into our weapon. We would steal their weapon and use it against them. Because though we say money is a weapon against us to keep the powers that be above us, even though it's like this parasite, what happens when you weaponize the weapon against them? What happens when you turn it around? See, I'm thinking like a nerd right here, because when I played video games, it's like I love reflecting characters. Someone shoots something at me, I can use a portal to send it back at them. I believe no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So for me, money was actually used to boost my spiritual prowess. I was like, how do I get more of this without working more for this corporate America thing? It's like, I feel like I need more of this. I feel luxurious in my mind all the time, but my life doesn't reflect it. How do I do this? Work hard. No, that don't sound right. Let me do this manifestation thing. Let me use these rituals. Let me use these spells. Let me do these oils, these incense. You see, weirdly enough, I bounced off of the weapon and it put me into my spiritual path to the point that now I'm at a frequency where I can comprehend, even to a small degree, what it is that you were talking about, what ancestors are talking about, what people like Isis Wisdom and Rashad Jamal, Dick Gregory's, Layla Africa, all these people we're talking about. And that came from money. So yes, money is worthless in the grand scheme of things, in the history that you have been aware of, but we were born into it. And it's important to us in a weird way. But it's a challenge for us. And anyone with some sense, anyone with a high vibration, anyone with some type of vision or feeling of the astral planes that you guys speak to us about so much, they know that it's like there's something more, but this goal is just going to be sent to me as an obstacle that I'm just going to overcome. The way I look at it, video game mode, there's a game called NFL Street where like you could tackle them, and if you time your hurdle over them, you jumped off of their back. That thing called money, this thing called jobs, this thing called entertainment, music, that type of stuff, like the music, what they call music. It's like, these are all things that they're sending at us, and we're just jumping off of their backs and climbing to the levels that you already exist at. So when they say money is worthless, I can't say that 100%. I know what you mean, and I get your message, and I agree with it 100%. But I also equally agree to the fact that money is being used as like our testing ground to prepare our souls for the new levels of information that lie beyond this fake thing called money. It's the training program. All it is a program, especially with them trying to go digital. But here's the thing where I see it is that I tell people to invest in cryptocurrency. We've had very wise prophetic people come out here and tell us, hey, look, I don't know what's going on, but y'all need to invest in crypto. So I'm just playing both sides of the field. One thing I've learned is divine timing. And that's where, even though I don't understand everything from me to divine timing, all that information in between there, I'm still, hey, divine timing, whatever happens is going to happen. I'm down with both. If I got to start to live off the land, I'll figure it out. I'll reconnect, and I'll start talking to mom, aka Mother Nature, and be like, yo, where do I need to be? Where do I need to go? Where do I find sustenance? Do I need it? Can I just rely off of you? And I'm connecting more and more that way. Or I go get this fake money that can give us this quote, this fake freedom, and then go work even further towards my real freedom. But now that I got this little distraction off of me, let's go do the real stuff. This is why those billionaires, millionaires, and billionaires, they end up becoming rich and say, you know what? I'm going to give all my money away. I don't need it. I just realized I became a billionaire and never spent a dollar. That's crazy. You understand? So, and by not my elders, just me just talking, you understand? Like, that's just how I see it. We are the youth. And sometimes, even though you know the answers as an adult, as our elder, me as elders, not me as elders, but my understanding of elders and our parents, is like, while we're doing our thing, while we're being kids, while we're playing and experimenting, which is like the motivator for our creative energy, let us rock just a little bit. Give us some guidance here and there, but let us rock. Let us develop our own thing. And you just help us out every once in a while. Because what I've learned is when you try to tell kids how to do it, we're going to rebel against you. And not rebel in a disrespectful type of way, but sometimes we need to see it for ourselves. I'm definitely that type of person. You can tell me to do X, Y, Z, you have to do it just like this. I'm be like, okay, well, I know that way works, but let me see if there's another way. And I'm going to go out there and try to figure it out. And I might come back beat up, battered and bruised, tired, breathing, sweating, my shirt's tattered, and be like, okay, you were right. But I had to see it for myself. That's something that my soul, that my drive right now, it has to see it. You understand? And that's just part of my experience. If we are truly infinite, what does a few 20 years got to do with it? It's like I learned something, and I got this sense of accomplishment that couldn't be, replicated anywhere else from this thing called money. I don't want to say like, oh, I'm grateful for money, but like all the bad things in my life, I've turned grateful towards. When you show love towards something and not this anger towards it. Love is the most powerful thing that conquers all. Yes, there's a time for our war, but it's like that's still love because we have a love for our planet. So that's where it's time to fight for that. We have a love for our people. That's why it's time to fight. You know? But there's one last comment. I'm gonna end my thoughts on it because I'm kind of feeling like a spokesman for the young people right now. There was a comment in there that said people are still playing games with their life. And I know exactly what they mean. They're playing games, as in they're not taking it as seriously. But sometimes I feel like the elders, y'all have seen so much, you've gone through so much that you still take life too seriously. Even in the midst of war, you don't take the time out to appreciate the life that you're living, to appreciate the fact that you are indeed, head deep into a war right now. You are fighting. But yo, we're in a war, we're fighting for something. Y'all just too busy. Fight, fight, fight. Take the time to appreciate that you are in a group of people that are organizing something with you. You understand? You are with a group of your peers that understand you and are fighting for the same cause that you are. You understand? Be grateful for that. Take that moment out. Like, you know what, guys? I know we're fighting back against a systemic racism regime. I know we're fighting back against, a whole foreign deity on our planet. I know that we're fighting off against false knowledge and stuff, but you know what, guys? I really want y'all to understand that I am appreciative and I'm eternally grateful for all the work that you've been putting in on this war. Y'all understand? Everyone shakes their head, get some hugs, listens to some music, have that moment of revelry, even in the midst of battle, and then get back to it. Focus on yourself, in certain situations. You got your unit right here. What is it that we are going to do as a unit? There's different units out here. Like in any army, there's different units. We got some units over here. We got some units over here. We got units in the front lines, the back lines. We got units everywhere. For me, my role right now is to recruit. So when I say, when I hear that money is completely useless, we're playing games with our lives, I don't think so. I can't 100% say all aspects of money are bad. I can't. That could be my naivety talking. That could be my youth talking. But when you say we're playing games with our lives, some of us, yes, we are playing games with our lives. I just made a video made a video for the gamers out there to control their emotions, to look at things at a deeper level, to look things 3-4 levels deep, and hopefully it transitions into real life. And this is what I'm trying to do. But we're playing games right now. Let me beat this game though. There's something satisfying about beating the oppressor at their own game. Look at all those traps you put for me, and I came out at the final level. I beat the game. What is the point of games? Some of you adults will look at them to waste time and to kill brain cells and promote violence. No. The point of video games for us is to escape into a creative space. The point of video games for us is to beat the game. If we beat the game, that means we destroyed every obstacle that the game put in front of us, and we still conquered it. So yes, some of us are playing games with our lives. But with the way that I just explained it, what's wrong with that? We are the youth. And sometimes we're a little bit rambunctious. Sometimes we're a little bit stubborn. Sometimes we're a little bit hard-headed. Sometimes we are wrong. Even when we're being stubborn and hard-headed, we're wrong. But y'all see what we do when we're right. When we're stubborn, we're hard-headed. We see something that you don't see as an adult. I'm not talking about Remedy H anymore. I'm talking about just as a collective. We see things that you as the older person don't see. Some of the black people still have so much hatred towards white people. I don't have as much as that anymore. I had that at a certain point in my life with my experiences through college. I looked at a white person, I was uncomfortable with you off rip. I automatically didn't trust you. But the way I see it, we've all been lied to. So what can I be mad at you for? You don't know. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. I know that's biblical and the Bible's full of lies, but that statement is true. They don't know what they're doing. They've been lied to just like us about who we are. They've been lied about to who they are. You understand? They don't realize how they've been sold out by their own. They don't realize this. They don't realize the abduction age with this day was with their people that sold them out to the Greys and what was it, the reptilians or the whoever. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning a little bit more about this cosmic extraterrestrial history as well. But nevertheless, they don't know that. They don't know that this hatred towards black people was taught to them, was implanted to them, was a program that kept being played for them over and over because they got a little bump up against those Negroes, those black people. Don't touch them. Don't talk to them. Don't mess with them. Don't take on their. Don't date their women. Don't do this and that. Whatever. That's all that programming. These are all games that need to be beaten by us, the youth, and we're gonna do it. Y'all set the y'all threw the oop to us, but it's up to us. And I do consider myself young enough youth to say, yo, I kind of speak for them, but I'm old enough to see what y'all are talking about. I'm still learning. I'm a young dude out here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always going to speak my mind even in the presence of greatness. You know, I can't be out here talking this stuff like, how do you feel when you're in the same arena as kings and gods? And like, pardon my French, but bitch up whenever I'm in y'all's midst. You know, it's like, nah. It's like I might be a god in the act of awakening. You know, I might not be at the same power, the same knowledge as y'all, but I know I belong here. I know I belong with y'all. I know my word is just as valuable as y'all, because at the end of the day, some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it, but people are going to feel it one way or another. And the content that we're feeling is what dictates our conversation. So what is it that we have feelings over? Do we have feelings over, how money gives you social status? Or do we have a conversation over how we use this tool, this weapon, this virus called money to propel us and build us and make us more powerful? Not necessarily you gain your rights back, you gain power in this little system called society. That's not what I mean. But I'm just saying any growth forward is good for me. Sometimes we need to take bigger steps when we're taking baby steps. Sometimes where you want us to take leaps and bounds, some people's minds can't handle that. They've been too dumbed down. Let's break it, let's chisel them out real quick, and then let them burst out. You understand? That's just how I see it. These are just my thoughts. I just started going, I started feeling it. But, we are the youth, man. And we, the youth, have a voice. And just because we are younger than people does not mean we know less than you. I know I was about to end it off, but let me add a little bit of this corporate America gripe. For some of y'all that are still praying to get your jobs, if that's what you want, go for it. But a job is a just over broke. A job is literally a trap. When jobs give you snacks, they don't give you good snacks. They don't give you things that are dietarily good. They give you sodas, cooks, chips, candies, that type of stuff. Sugar goes with docileness and complacence. It also renders you, it makes your mind, compare this good feeling, this dopamine with work. That's why they do it. It's on purpose. You understand? Even very unintentionally, but nevertheless, this is why it's common practice in the workplace. It is indeed a trap. But when you start to work for yourself, or you start to utilize the unseen forces out there, that's when we start to gain power back. And that's when you start to see the truth in these companies. Even your greatest company has some things that's like business came first. Even you could be working in a very great company, great benefits, great people, you tolerate / like what you do. That's cool. But at the end of the day, corporate America is corporate America. And corporate America is going to quote win until you take all the power away from it, until you move, until you learn in a way that whatever suits you. You know what I'm saying? Some people dress, to the top of the line clothing. Some people dress like me, where we really don't care anymore, because that's not something, just physical appearance is not something that's important to me right now. It's like I got work to do, and I'm trying to motivate my people any way possible. If you could tell me, I can weaponize anything against the enemy. I'm putting my hand on their side of the chessboard right now. That's just how I feel. You throw us Kim Kardashian, I'm gonna make a video out of that. You throw us a distraction of this rat beef, I'm gonna throw something in there. You try to make this fake generated fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the world, with all of our systems corrupting and this and that. I'm moving around with everything, but I'm using everything in my life to help people be prepared for whatever. Be prepared for this riches, even though they're fake. Be prepared for them anyway. Because when you get these riches, you can just as easily drop and get consumed by that low vibration. I don't know, man. My brain just started going, but I'm just going to end it there before I stutter and I really mess this video up. We here though. We're always listening. We're always taking in the advice of our ancestors, of our elders. But sometimes this new wave of young people with this new wave of plasma energy and carbon energy hitting this planet, you elders are going to see something from us. Some of y'all might be shaking your heads at us, but that's because these kids aren't being put in conducive environments for creativity. They're put into these concentration camps called schools, where they're taught a whole bunch of BS history. In his story, we all know that wordplay. It's like his story. That's theirs. That talks nothing about our magical powers. That talks nothing about our kingdoms. That talks nothing about our technologies. That's not our history. That's not, that's not ours. That's theirs. That's their history. That's where they started. But we took it on as ours to the point where we call ourselves human beings, And don't get me wrong, for the sake of my videos, I'll continue to do it so I can connect with other people. But people know my position. I know I'm a God. And I'm feeling more and more of that power every day. That's why I say I'm a God in the act of awakening. I'm getting to that cosmic level. I'm getting to that deity level. But I know where I am. And I'm not going to go proclaim that stuff just yet. Or at least outwardly. In my meditations, in my affirmations, that's what I'm doing. But y'all see I'm on the rise towards that. But right now, I got to speak for the people. I got to speak for even some of the lower vibrating people. The lower vibrating, high vibrating people. The people that they just now cracked the shell of the matrix and they're starting to figure out like, oh, snap. I got to speak for us and I got to speak for the youth. We may not know what we're doing, but we know what we're doing. You understand? We may look a little lost. We may be putting it together as we go, but we're going off of this new sense of intuition that's being accessed at an even younger age. So we are returning to where people like Remedy H want us to be. We are returning to places where people like Divine Insight want us to be and Isis Wisdom want us to be. We are returning to that. But there is some work that needs to be done by educators and sharers like yourselves and like me. I don't consider myself a teacher yet. I'm just a person that's thinking out loud that hopefully motivates other people. I am a motivator. I am a sharer. I am a truth seeker. I'm a truth liver. I'm saying? I am a lover of all, whether it be romantic or just looking to you as a peer, as a fellow God. I love this and I want to do what I can to bring a lot more of this high vibration to this world. So if I have to use poison to heal my people, I'm going to do it. That's just what it is. To the next one.